Hello, everybody. I am Bruce Beal, and this is the 407 and Beyond Vacation podcast. On tonight's episode, I am by myself doing a solo show. So I thought I would go live and see if there's anybody out there who wanted to chat and say hi and drop in and who wanted to talk about Disney and Universal. On tonight's episode, we are going to talk about the latest news coming from Disney and Universal. Breaking news just earlier today that Disney's Aulani Resort has a date set for its reopening. The Polynesian is going to be going over some big makeover changes, and Universal has a deal right now that is really unbelievable. So this is episode 28 of the 407 and Beyond Vacation podcast. 407 and Beyond Vacation podcast and all of our other media outlets is sponsored by 407 and Beyond Vacation Company, Disney and Universal experts who help plan your family's perfect vacation. So all you have to do is show up, have fun, and create family memories. As always, our services are free to you. Visit us on the web at www.407vacations.com. And if you are watching this, please give this a thumbs up and a share. By giving it a thumbs up or subscribing to our channel, it helps us bring you more of this content, whether it be the weekly podcast that comes out on Thursdays or the Monday night live show where we all gather together and talk about Disney and Universal. Please give this video a thumbs up, share it if you can, and subscribe to our channel. It really helps us bring you this sort of content. So like I said, I'm your host, Bruce Beal, and tonight I am just going to be talking about the latest news and discounts coming from Disney and Universal. So we had a big news day today. So I'm going to go ahead and start with those news stories first. Disney released just a couple of hours ago that they have a date set for the reopening of the Disney Aulani Resort in Hawaii. So Disney gave out a little bit of a press release to travel agents, and they said with the recent announcement of Hawaii's actions for health and safety measures and the pre-arrival testing program for those coming in from out of state, that Aulani went ahead and is progressing forward with a reopening date, and they have announced that they will reopen in a phased reopening plan on November 1st. So just a month and a half away. So they said just like all of their other Disney locations across the world, they're going to take a measured approach that focuses on the health and safety of all their guests. So again, this is breaking news just earlier today that given Hawaii's pre-arrival testing program for those guests coming from out of state, that Disney feels comfortable announcing a phased reopening plan that will have Aulani open up to guests on November 1st of this year. So big news coming out of Hawaii today. And if you are a fan of Disney's Aulani Resort like I am, this is really big news. Disney's Aulani Resort is different than all the other resorts. There's not a theme park. It's not a cruise ship. It is just this beautiful resort on a beach in Hawaii. So if you are wanting to go on a vacation or looking for a destination where you can just sit back, relax, have great dining options, either be in the pool, go snorkeling, chill out on the beach, play games, go in the lazy river. This is the style resort for you. And it is just exciting to have Aulani reopened again. It is one of the travel destinations that we booked to, and we have missed booking to this resort this year. And so I know that we at 407 and Beyond are excited that it is reopening. So again, Disney's Aulani Resort opening up on November 1st of this year. So, all right, the second news story that broke actually earlier today, so the second story from today, September 24th, is the Polynesian will be getting some renovations and makeovers. So that aspect of the story is not new. But the concept art that I have on the screen right now was actually released earlier today by Imagineer Zach Ridley on his Instagram account. So this concept art is what is breaking today. So As part of the story on the Disney Parks blog, Disney says that the Polynesian Village Resort will receive updates and renovations for its 50th anniversary. So the resort has been around almost 50 years, and they are giving it a makeover and renovations for its 50th anniversary. The resort opened up on October 1st of 1971. I kind of have. I'll read what Disney says here. It says, our team from Walt Disney Imagineering and Walt Disney World have crafted a design inspired by colors, patterns, and textures found throughout the resort. This new entry features a high-pitched open truss roof covered in thatch style. There's also a bold facade that features pops and colors complementing the longhouses found throughout the resort. Along the monorail station, bold new wooden screens will be covered with geometric patterns and bright tropical colors that complete an exciting new composition that will greet you when you arrive. So personally, I'm pretty excited about the renovations coming to the Polynesian, but I have to be honest that I think this story that the Polynesian is getting these makeovers kind of feels like a makeover that Disney fans didn't know was needed. When the news had first released that the Polynesian was going to receive these renovations and a little bit of this makeover, and they are adding Moana-styled rooms to the resort. The Polynesian is one of Disney's fans' most favorite resorts, and so when the news broke that they were going to do this, it just felt like we didn't know it needed renovated. With all the projects that are ongoing or have been canceled and all the cast members who have been furloughed, it just seems like there's got to be something we don't know, or some decision point why the Polynesian Villagers Resort would be receiving this sort of renovation and makeover. So I find it kind of interesting. I'm sure I'm going to like it when it's done. I question why it is being done now, but I'm sure when I see it in person, it's going to blow us all away. But just in the prioritization of current ongoing projects and this being canceled and that being delayed, I am surprised that this is such a priority to get done for the 50th anniversary. So the resort will be closed down, so you will not be able to book a room at the Polynesian until summer of 2021. So, well over half a year, almost about 9+ months until you can book a room again at the Polynesian Village Resort, but the DVC villas will remain open. So, again, the Polynesian concept art was released, and you can kind of see from the description I read that there on the front. I'm excited. I think this will be fun, but again, just to put it simply, I'm looking forward to seeing this when it's complete. The Polynesian is definitely in the top 5 favorite resorts of mine. So the fact that it's closed until summer of 2021 is a little bit disappointing, but I am a fan of renovations and a fan of reimagineering, so I look forward to this project. So the third story this week, CLIA, let me turn my page here. The Cruise Line International Association on the 21st of this week all agreed on a series of health and safety measures to implement onboard cruise ships when sailings begin. So CLIA, which is a association that 407 and Beyond belongs to, represents about 95% of the cruise line industry. So they got together, drafted some health and safety standards that they all could agree on, and they adopted that. So as part of the health and safety measures that they have all agreed upon, testing. So 100% testing of passengers and crew for COVID-19 prior to embarkation. Mandatory mask wearing. So mandatory wearing of masks by all passengers and crew on board during excursions whenever physical distancing cannot be maintained. So what that tells me is that face masks are required, but if you're somewhere where you can maintain safe physical distancing, it doesn't sound like masks would be required. But whether you are on board or going on your excursions, when you are docked, face masks will be required. Distancing, physical distancing in terminals, on board ships, and private islands, and during shore excursions. So they are going to be implementing physical distancing no matter when it is during your sailing and itinerary. Ventilation, air management, and ventilation strategies to increase fresh air on board and where feasible, using enhanced filters and other technologies to mitigate risk. Risk-based response plans for medical capabilities tailored for each ship to manage medical needs, dedicated cabin capacities allocated for isolation and other operational measures, and advanced arrangements with private providers for shoreside quarantine, medical facilities, and transportations. So, only that part of the plans for shore excursions is only to permit shore excursions according to the cruise operations prescribed protocols, with strict adherence required of all passengers, in denial of any reboarding for passengers who do not comply. So what they are saying is that if you get off the ship on an excursion or on a docking and you do not follow through with the health and safety measures that they have set, whether it's physical distancing or wearing a mask, or you have an increased temperature, you will not be allowed back on board the ship. And I have heard stories of similar style things in the past before COVID with guests who didn't follow the rules. But from my understanding, CLIA and all the cruise line industry is very serious about this. They have been hurting not being able to go on sailings, and so they are taking this very seriously, and they will expect guests on the cruise ships to take this very seriously. And if the rules are not followed, they will not be allowed to reboard. So if you have embarked on an excursion and you're not following the rules and you're not allowed back on the ship, you will be responsible for finding your way back home. So the CLIA president and CEO, Kelly Craighead, had stated that we recognize the devastating impact that this pandemic and the subsequent suspension of cruise line operations has had on economies throughout the world, including the nearly 500,000 members of the wider cruise community and small businesses in the Americas who depend on this vibrant industry for their livelihoods. Based on what we are seeing in Europe and following months of collaboration with leading public health experts, scientists, and governments, we are confident that these measures will provide a pathway for the return of limited sailings from the U.S. before the end of this year. And just to mention, Disney Cruise Line earlier, before this was announced, had canceled all of their cruises up until the beginning of December. So December 6th was for some and December 13th for others, leaving open the possibility of the maritime Christmas-themed itineraries and sailings for December. So it is possible that for those who have reservations for a maritime cruise on the Disney Cruise Line in December, that you could potentially be able to go on your cruise. One important note, though, is that these health and safety measures must be evaluated and approved by the Centers of Disease Control, the CDC, and so they are awaiting word back from the CDC on whether or not these health and safety measures have been approved. So I think it's exciting stuff. It seems like the Disney Cruise Line, the cruise line industry is moving forward in a way that will keep guests, safe and healthy with all of these new standards, and hopefully the cruise line industry can get back to operating sometime soon. And totally opposite news, not quite a cancellation, but at least a modified experience. The Run Disney has announced that the 2021 marathon weekend events, including the marathon, half marathon, 10K and 5K, and the 2021 Disney Princess Half Marathon Weekend will all be moved to virtual race events. So for those who were looking forward to their marathon weekend or Disney Princess Half Marathon Weekend, this is definitely disappointing. It's hard to say, though, that it's surprising with everything going on that Disney moved these races to virtual events. I was a little bit surprised that they even tried to begin with when registration opened at the beginning of the year. So no big surprise here, but Disney's Marathon and Princess Half Marathon weekend events are moving towards virtual race events. So Disney has stated that full refunds are available if you would like to do that, or if you would like to participate in the race events, all participants will receive a medal for each distance they complete, which if you have run a Run Disney race in the past, you know that one of the biggest deals of running that race is not just running through the parks or completing a 5K, 10K, half marathon, or full marathon, but it's getting those unbelievably great medals at the end of the race. So I have run the Dopey Challenge before. We've gotten 6 medals for the weekend, and it's those medals that keep me going. So if the virtual event is okay with you, and you were registered for the marathon weekend or Disney Princess Half Marathon weekend, you can still run those events virtually and get your medals. So, but with the coming of moving this from an in-person event to a virtual event, Disney announced that it will accept more participants into the event. And so earlier today, guests and those people interested in running the virtual races could sign up on the Run Disney website. So if that interests you, make sure you check that out on the Run Disney website, because you can sign up for the virtual races now. So, all right, coming up on a very important story coming off of a Run Disney story. So if you are a runner, you know dining is important. And Disney has announced an expansion of the dining options using the My Disney Experience account. So right now, the way that dining is set up in the parks, that quick service dining is available in the parks, but you must use the app to order your food and treat it as like a carry-out order. Disney is expanding the quick service locations on the app that you can use. Part of this expansion is the the marketplace at Ale and Compass at Beach Club, and I will say that we were at the Beach Club just a couple of weeks ago, and actually used the My Disney Experience mobile app to order food, and we used it at the market at the Beach Club, and I have to say that our experience was really poor. Not that the app didn't work; the app was great. You submit it, you pay for it, it tells you when it's ready, you just go pick it up. But the market at the Ale and Compass at the Beach Club was not prepared for mobile ordering. It was barely prepared for operations, period. Now, I know the Beach Club and the Yacht Club were just reopening, and the market is actually located at the Yacht Club. But for operationally, it was not ready. But I am excited that they are expanding the amount of dining options here on the My Disney Experience app. In fact, in an exciting fashion, they are expanding the takeout to table service restaurants, starting with Sanaa at Animal Kingdom Lodge, which I think is a huge benefit added. I have always wanted to be able to order carry out or pick up from a table service restaurant. I think it would be great, excuse me, at the end of a day at the Magic Kingdom to be able to pick up food from the plaza or Skipper Canteen. So the full list of restaurants that are going to be included with the table service restaurant expansion on the My Disney Experience account has not been announced, but we are excited to see which restaurants will start showing up on the app. So in addition to being able to order takeout and everything else, the My Disney Experience account is expanding so you can check into your table service restaurants as well. So if you are dining in, you don't no longer need to go up to the host or hostess and check in. You can do that on your app as if you were going to your room at the resort. So the check-in process at the resorts has been moved to the mobile device, and the check-in process for table service restaurants has been moved to the device as well. So we're only seeing an expansion of the use of the My Disney Experience account right now. And starting in 2021, Disney will no longer be offering complimentary Magic Bands because the technology from the bands is moving to the My Disney Experience app. So that doesn't mean that the Magic Bands are obsolete. You can still use those, but you no longer have to because you can use the app. So our last story tonight revolves one of the best deals that I have seen in a theme park in a long time, and that is Universal's buy a day, visit every day through December 24th for free. So there's 1 week remaining for this Universal ticket deal, not to use it, obviously, but to purchase it. So there's about 6 days before this deal is over, but if you buy it before the deadline, you buy a day and visit every day until December 24th for free. The ticket must be a park-to-park ticket, which runs $164. And that ticket will allow you to visit the parks at any day until Christmas Eve. And you can add, the nice thing about this is you can add Volcano Bay for only $29. So for about $194, you can visit any of Universal's 3 parks until Christmas Eve. So this is a heck of a deal. If you planned on going to Universal in 2021, $164 for a day ticket that you can use for the rest of the year, you can get a lot of value for. So if 2020 was your time to visit Universal, this is the ticket for you. And again, you can add Volcano Bay for $29. So really one of the best deals I have seen ticket-wise in a long time. Disney's running certain ticket deals as well, where Florida residents can buy largely discounted 4-day tickets. But I mean, to buy a ticket pretty much like a season's pass from now until Christmas for $164 at Universal is really crazy. So just goes to show how much theme parks want guests coming into the parks. So all right, guys, that is it for this episode of the podcast. I appreciate you tuning in with me. Please like and share this video, and please like and follow our Facebook page. Really helps us bring content to other people. Invite a friend by tagging them to this video. And 407 and Beyond Vacation Company is looking to hire on new vacation planners. So you must have experience traveling to the travel destinations that we go to and that we plan vacations for. But you do not need to have prior travel agent experience. So make sure you check us out at 407vacations.com and click on Join Our Team. Please fill out an application. We will review that and get back to you. So if that interests you and that's something you think that you would be good at, please make sure to fill out an application. So guys, that is it. Please make sure to join us on Monday night's live show at 7:30 for another fun discussion. Tag a friend, invite them. And I look forward to seeing you guys there. So have a good weekend. Stay safe, be well, and I'll see you next time. Take care, guys.